I don't know about you, but I have been waiting for this laptop to come out for the past few months, and I'm stoked to bring you the video editing capabilities of the HP Pavilion Gaming laptop with its Ryzen 5 5600H processor.
Let's get rocking!
If you're new to the channel, my name is Benji Kaiser. This is where you're going to find the best tech and tools for creative professionals. Now, if you're also curious about the exact pricing and availability of this laptop, you can head down in the description below and click that link. Now, if you do make a purchase through that link, I will get a small commission, but at no extra cost to you. And that's what keeps this channel alive and the helpful content coming your way. Now, I'm not going to spend any time on any other details but the video editing benchmarks of the Pavilion Gaming laptop. However, if you want my full review, it will be linked in the YouTube cards above and in the end cards at the end of this video. The HP Pavilion Gaming laptop I am reviewing comes with the Ryzen 5 5600H with 6 cores and 12 threads. The NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650 with 4 gigs of VRAM, 16 gigs of RAM, and a 256 gig SSD. First, I'm going to start off with the playback test. For this test, I'm going to be using a 9-minute 4K clip, adding some motion graphics, and then playing it back in the timeline at full quality. This full clip contains 16,177 frames in total, with 7,240 of those frames being motion graphics. Now, during this test, the HP Pavilion Gaming saw drop frame rates as follows. At full quality, 71 drop frames. At half quality, 0 drop frames. And at fourth quality, 0 dropped frames. I was running this test with only Premiere Pro open, so I will say if you start multitasking on your laptop while editing, you may experience more drop frames at full quality, but you can easily drop it down to half or fourth quality to keep your editing experience smooth. Now, I could not believe the playback and performance of this laptop, seeing that it beat out last year's HP Omen with the Ryzen 7 4800H and GTX 1660 Ti. This was really exciting to me, and I'm pretty much speechless. I don't want to go on and be one of those annoying YouTubers that says it's the greatest thing ever and it's never been as good. But honestly, it's amazing for the price point how well this laptop performs. Now, to render out the 7,240 frames of motion design in that project, it took 9 minutes and 25 seconds, which is a decent time, but it's not great. Like I said, being that this laptop has a 4 gig VRAM graphics card, any graphics with, intensive tasks will have a lower score and maybe a slower time. So if you want to have better rendering and better playback, well, actually the playback's pretty solid, but really just better rendering, that's where you're going to go for the higher VRAM cards, like maybe a RTX 3060 or a GTX 1660 Ti, something like that. Real quick, if this video is bringing you some value, please hit that like button. I appreciate it so much. Now, moving on to the 4K export test, I'm going to take a 9-minute 4K clip, place it into Premiere Pro and DaVinci Resolve using the free version of DaVinci Resolve, then export both out at 1080p and 4K YouTube settings. Now, for the Premiere Pro 4K to 4K export, it took 3 minutes and 39 seconds. For the Premiere Pro 4K to 4K export on battery only, so unplugging the power cable and running it just on battery, it took 4 minutes and 34 seconds. Now, for the Premiere Pro 1080p to 1080p export, it took 1 minute and 15 seconds. For the DaVinci Resolve 4K to 4K export, using the free version of DaVinci Resolve, it took 9 minutes and 3 seconds, and for the 1080p to 1080p export, it took 4 minutes and 19 seconds. Now, when you unplug the laptop and or put it in silent mode, you lose some of the export performance as you saw in my Premiere Pro export test, but your laptop will run below the 40 decibel range. So that was really cool. This laptop runs quiet while exporting at around 4 minutes and some change seconds. And so this is great if you're in an office or a classroom setting where you don't want a really noisy, loud laptop. Now, the HP Pavilion Gaming has excellent ventilation on the keyboard deck, behind the keyboard deck, and bottom cover. To my joy, it was able to keep the laptop very cool in Premiere Pro while working on design and photo tasks in Photoshop as well. But I will say it kind of turned my office into a hotbox in the free version of DaVinci Resolve. Now, here are the thermal benchmarks so you can see for yourself what it was doing. Now, the reason we saw a lot of heat on the free version of DaVinci Resolve is due to the fact that the free version does not utilize as much of the GPU as the paid version of the app. So if you get the paid version, it will run cooler because the CPU will not have to work so hard during the export and playback. Okay, now how loud are the fans to get this type of cool temperatures? Now for Premiere Pro 4K to 4K playback, it was about 47 decibels. For the Premiere Pro 4K export, it was about 47 decibels as well. And then for the DaVinci Resolve export, it was 61 decibels, really trying to keep that CPU cool. Like I said, if you want to check out the full review, you can click or tap the screen over here. Otherwise, you can check out the live pricing and availability of this laptop in the description below. And again, that is an affiliate link. So if you do make a purchase, I'll get that small commission, but that's no extra cost to you and really brings this channel a ton of value so I can keep putting videos out just like this one. Until next time, keep editing, keep designing, keep creating. My name is Benji Kaiser, and I'll see you here in the next video.